So one thing I noticed in the early game of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is the fact that the game is just unbelievably difficult. Now I'm pretty sure it's bugged at present that the AI are always extremely quick. Even when they're running nowhere near the maximum rating for that event, they will be extremely quick and they'll probably absolutely slap you about. However, I think I may have found the ultimate beginner's car. Of course, I'm talking about the car you're seeing here, the Audi TTRS. This car right here practically turns the game onto easy mode and makes it much easier to get through the ranks and get all that cash in nice and early without having to grind away repeating the same events over and over again. The best thing about this car right here, within a couple of hours of actually jumping on the game, you can go ahead and purchase this car, and also by the time you're level 10, you can upgrade it to exactly where you need to get the car to be to make the rest of the early game an absolute breeze. So getting your hands on this car is super simple. Even in the early game, you're looking for the German car dealership, which is going to be right across the road from where the street's headquarters is. This is where you're going to find the TTRS. Now in terms of getting in there, you just want to go ahead, fast travel inside and then walk up to one of the models of the TTRS. Now in terms of the dealerships, there's typically a couple of each model of car scattered about, so just go ahead and find the first one, go up to it and purchase it. As you can see, as soon as you get in, it's on the left hand side near the Audi R8. You just want to go up to it and get this thing bought. So in terms of the early game, there's a few things that make this car stand out. Number one, it's rated almost 500 straight away without any upgrades. It's four-wheel drive, which means it accelerates and grips like no tomorrow. It also puts out nearly 400 brake horsepower and will only cost you, in terms of the base model without upgrades, 305,000 credits, which is absolutely nothing as you start going through this game. So again, go ahead and pick one up. And don't worry about putting the credits out, you'll pretty much get them back. Okay, so what makes this car so good? And I'm going to first start off by talking about the AI difficulty glitch. I mean, it at least must be some type of glitch. At present, for some reason, the AI in the final release are extremely aggressive and extremely quick. Even a car that is running nowhere near the maximum limit for an event, if driven by the AI, will be stupidly quick, way faster than what is actually beyond capable of that certain vehicle. So this makes the early game even more difficult than it realistically should be. So the early game grind of TDU Solar Crown at present is a little bit janky and all over the place. You may have noticed early on in the game that the AI has probably been absolutely wiping the floor with you, and that is where the TTRS comes in as an absolute standout. So what makes the car so good? First of all is four-wheel drive. Now early on, in terms of the early game cars, they are extremely awkward to drive and will feel probably a bit rubbish. There is no other way to describe it. However, the TTRS is the complete opposite of that. It's extremely good through the corners thanks to the four-wheel drive system, and when it comes to the starting of event, this thing will absolutely rocket itself to 0 to 60 in no time and will leave everything outstanding. So what made me curious about the TTRS? Once you start progressing through the first few hours and the first few events of Solar Crown, is the fact that the Audi TTRS will absolutely be miles ahead of anything else on track to an unbelievable level. This got me curious, so I went ahead and checked it out and realized that this car is certainly the best of the best when it comes to a beginner's car of TDU. So here's the main advantages. It's extremely stable, it's extremely good on acceleration, the handling is absolutely top notch with minimum amount of upgrades required. Again, a lot of the events will sit from 500 to 550, and that is where this car is going to massively excel. When it comes to the 500 limit events, again, you don't need to go ahead and put upgrades on. And when it comes to the 550, it only takes a couple to get exactly where you need to be. So it has all this incredible performance. It really is the standout of the class, but it is also an extremely inexpensive car. Again, just buying the car as standard makes it eligible for those 500 events pretty much to the limit. And then we also have the 550 events, which only require a couple of upgrades, again keeping costs down, and basically there you go. You're able to enter them and dominate those events no problem at all. So when it comes to an early game car, I could not recommend the Audi TTRS enough. Honestly, this car was a lifesaver for me in the early game. It made climbing through the ranks extremely easy. It made progressing through the events and getting more unlocked extremely easy. And honestly, this for me is the go-to of the beginner's cars of TDU Solar Crown. So if you're going to start out your journey once you've purchased your first actual starter car, make this your next purchase on the list and turn the game into easy mode. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I just thought I'd give you a quick tip to get you started nice and easy on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you may be. Take care guys. Peace.